let's look at how 2026 begins and what kind of energy sets the foundation for the year. In the very first house, the rider, we have the heart. This tells me that 2026 doesn't start quietly. It starts with movement in the emotional space. Feelings want to be expressed. Love wants to move forward. There may be emotional news, a confession, or a situation of the heart that can no longer stay still. This year asks you to speak from the heart, to let emotions travel instead of remaining locked inside. Whatever you feel wants motion, and it arrives sooner than expected. In the second house, the clover, we see the letter. This is subtle luck. Small moments that matter. A message, an email, a document, or even a casual conversation brings opportunity. This isn't loud fortune, it's quiet chance. Something that seems minor at first can open a door. In 2026, luck comes through communication, and often when you least expect it. In the third house, the ship, sits the fox. This is where strategy becomes important. Growth, travel, expansion, or long-term plans require awareness. Not every opportunity that promises progress is trustworthy. This placement asks you to be smart, not rushed. Whether it's a career move, relocation, or future plan, think twice, read between the lines, and trust your instincts. Expansion in 2026 works best when it's intentional, not impulsive. In the fourth house, the house, we find the anchor. This is grounding energy. No matter what shifts around you, your foundation strengthens. Home, family, or your sense of stability becomes an anchor point this year. You may settle into something long-term, or finally feel rooted after a period of uncertainty. This placement says, you are supported. You are held. You don't need to rush away from what gives you stability. And in the fifth house, the tree, we have the moon. Your growth in 2026 is emotional, intuitive, and cyclical. Healing doesn't happen in a straight line this year, it moves in waves. Your body, your emotions, and your intuition are deeply connected. When you honor your feelings, your well-being improves. When you ignore them, your energy dips. This year teaches you to grow gently, to listen inward, and to respect your own rhythm. Closing line for this section. The beginning of 2026 is about emotional movement, quiet opportunities, wise planning, strong foundations, and intuitive growth. Nothing here is random, everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to.
The veil is thin, the shadows play, shuffle the night, reveal the day. One call.
Now let's move a little deeper into the year and look at what begins to surface beneath the surface. In the sixth house, the clouds, we find the mountain. This shows confusion around obstacles. At times, things may feel blocked or unclear, and it's not always obvious which way to go. You might sense resistance but not fully understand where it's coming from. This placement reminds you that not every delay is permanent, some things are simply asking for patience. Clarity comes slowly here, not through force, but through time. In the seventh house, the snake, stands the man. This speaks of complexity around a masculine figure or masculine energy in your life. A man may be involved in a situation that isn't straightforward, there may be layers, mixed motives, or emotional entanglements. On a deeper level, this can also reflect inner conflict around control, desire, or power. The lesson here is to avoid shortcuts and to look beyond appearances. In the eighth house, the coffin, we see the ring. This is a powerful turning point. A commitment, contract, or agreement reaches an ending or undergoes a deep transformation. Something you once promised or invested in may no longer be viable in its current form. While this can feel heavy, it's also cleansing. Ending one cycle allows space for a healthier, more aligned commitment later on. In the ninth house, the bouquet, lies the clover. Here, the energy lightens. This shows small joys, pleasant surprises, and moments of happiness that arrive unexpectedly. A kind gesture, a lucky break, or a simple pleasure lifts your spirits. This placement reminds you that joy doesn't always come from big events, sometimes it shows up quietly and briefly, just when you need it most. And in the 10th house, the scythe, we find the dog. This suggests a sudden shift involving friendship or loyalty. A relationship with someone you trust may change quickly, either through separation, a sharp realization, or a decisive moment that clarifies who truly stands by you. While abrupt, this moment cuts away uncertainty and shows you where real loyalty lies. Closing line for this section. This part of 2026 teaches you patience, awareness, and discernment, showing you what must end, what brings joy, and who truly walks beside you.
The sleeper lays.
House 11 Whip with house here, the story begins at home. And not just the physical home, but your emotional foundation. The house appears in the whip position, which tells me that 2026 brings repeating situations, repeated conversations, and unresolved tension connected to family, living space, or inner security. This is not sudden chaos. This is the same topic coming back again and again, until it's finally addressed. The message here is clear: what keeps repeating is asking for resolution, not avoidance. House 12, birds with clouds. And from the home, the energy moves into the mind. Clouds in the bird's house shows mental overload. Too many conversations. Too many opinions. Mixed messages. This is confusion created through communication, gossip, misunderstandings, or even your own thoughts looping endlessly. In 2026, not everything needs a response. And not every voice deserves your attention. Sometimes clarity doesn't come from talking more, but from stepping back. House 13, child with star. And then, the tone shifts. After tension, after confusion, we arrive at hope. The star in the child house is one of the most healing placements in this spread. It shows a gentle new beginning, a fresh dream, a renewed sense of purpose. A quiet belief that the future can be better. This isn't forced optimism. This is hope returning naturally. Once the noise fades. This is the moment where you remember why you started believing again. House 14, fox with ship. Now the story begins to move outward. The ship in the fox house speaks of strategic movement, especially connected to work, plans, or long-term direction. This is not reckless change. This is careful, intelligent progress. You may be planning something big, a move, a career shift, a new path. But the fox reminds you. Be smart. Not everything that looks promising is honest. In 2026, success comes from awareness, not blind trust. House 15, bear with book. And finally, we reach hidden power. The book in the bear house shows knowledge as strength. There are things you are learning this year. About money, authority, leadership, or yourself. That others don't see yet. This is quiet power. Private preparation. Strength that grows through understanding rather than control. In 2026, you don't need to prove your power. You build it, silently. Closing for this section. So this part of the Grand Tableau tells a very clear story. Unresolved patterns demand attention. Mental noise forces silence. Silence allows hope to return. Hope fuels smart movement. And movement is guided by hidden wisdom. This is growth, not rushed, but deeply intentional. Star with Scythe. In House 16, we have the Scythe in the star position, and this speaks about a decisive moment connected to your future path. Something becomes very clear in 2026, and once that clarity arrives, there's no going back. This is about cutting away illusions, false hopes, or plans that no longer align with your true direction. The decision may feel sudden, but it's guided. It realigns you with where you're actually meant to go. House 17, Stork with Snake. House 17 shows the snake in the stork position, which tells me that change is happening, but not in a simple way. Transformation comes with complications, emotional layers, or resistance. Old patterns don't leave quietly. In 2026, growth may feel uncomfortable at times, but it's necessary. This is the kind of change that makes you wiser, not just different. House 18, Dog with Woman. In House 18, the woman appears in the dog position. This highlights loyalty, trust, and emotional support. A woman, or your own feminine energy, plays a dependable role this year. This is someone you can rely on, or it reflects you becoming more loyal to yourself and your emotional truth. Relationships grounded in trust are especially important in 2026. House 19, Tower with Tree. House 19 brings the tree into the tower position, pointing to slow, steady growth through independence and maturity. This is long-term development, especially related to health, boundaries, or spiritual strength. You're learning that true stability doesn't come from isolation, but from knowing where to draw the line. This year supports growth that lasts, not quick fixes. House 20, Garden with Rider. And in House 20, we have the Rider in the garden position. This shows news, invitations, or messages arriving through public or social spaces. There's increased visibility in 2026, more interaction, more connection, and more opportunities to be seen and heard. Something important reaches you through others, not in isolation. Closing for Houses 16, 20. Together, these houses show a powerful progression. Clear decisions, complicated growth, loyal support, inner maturity, and renewed connection with the outside world. This part of the year is about aligning your future, even when the process isn't easy.
As above, so below, let it show, let it show.
House 21, Mountain with Whip. In House 21, we see the whip in the mountain position. This points to ongoing struggles that feel blocked or hard to move past. These are challenges that don't resolve quickly and may involve repeated effort, frustration, or inner tension. In 2026, this house shows that persistence is required. Giving up too early only strengthens the obstacle. Progress comes through consistency and choosing not to engage in self-defeating patterns. House 22, Crossroad with Tower. House 22 brings the tower into the crossroad position, which highlights a major decision connected to independence, authority, or long-term direction. This may involve career choices, personal boundaries, or choosing solitude over compromise. In 2026, this is about choosing the path that gives you autonomy, even if it means standing alone for a while. This decision shapes your future structure. House 23, Mice with Bear. In House 23, the bear appears in the mice position. This indicates stress or pressure connected to money, power, or control. Something that once felt strong may feel draining or heavy. Financial worries, authority figures, or responsibility overload can create anxiety. The message here is to protect your energy and avoid carrying more than is truly yours to manage. House 24, Heart with Sun. House 24 is one of the most positive placements in the spread. The sun in the heart position shows joy, warmth, and genuine emotional fulfillment. Love, happiness, and emotional clarity are available in 2026. This can represent a happy relationship, renewed self-love, or simply feeling alive again. No matter what challenges appear elsewhere, this house confirms that the heart is supported. House 25 ring with cross. And finally, House 25 brings the cross into the ring position. This speaks of karmic commitments. Some relationships, promises, or obligations in 2026 may feel heavy, but they are meaningful. This is about duty, soul contracts, and lessons that are not random. What feels serious or challenging here carries long-term spiritual value. Closing for houses 21, 25. These houses show a powerful contrast: struggle and choice, stress and joy, responsibility and love. 2026 asks you to face challenges honestly, choose your path consciously, protect your energy, and still allow happiness into your heart, even when life feels demanding.
Cups of water, swords of truth, ancient wisdom, eternal youth.
House 26 Book with Stork. In House 26, we see the stork in the book position. This points to changes that are still unfolding behind the scenes. Something in your life is shifting, but not everything is visible yet. New information, hidden plans, or developments are in motion, and they will reveal themselves in time. In 2026, patience is important. Not all changes are meant to be understood immediately. House 27 Letter with Garden. House 27 brings the garden into the letter position. This shows public communication, announcements, or messages shared with a wider audience. Social interactions, networking, and being visible in a community setting play an important role. News you receive or share in 2026 may involve groups, events, or online spaces. House 28 Man with Lily. In House 28, the lily appears in the man position. This reflects maturity, calm, and wisdom connected to masculine energy. A man in your life, or your own ability to act with patience and integrity, becomes important. This is about choosing peace over drama and allowing situations to develop naturally rather than forcing them. House 29 Woman with Birds. House 29 shows the birds in the woman position. This brings a lot of mental activity, conversations, and nervous energy. There may be frequent discussions, multitasking, or moments of overthinking. The message here is to stay mindful of mental balance and not let anxiety take control. House 30 Lily with Mice. And in House 30, we find the mice in the lily position. This suggests that small worries or stress may disturb your sense of peace. Rest, harmony, or emotional calm could be affected if you don't address what's quietly draining you. In 2026, protecting your inner peace becomes essential. Closing for houses 26, 30. Together, these houses show hidden change, public communication, emotional maturity, mental activity, and the need to guard your peace. This part of the year encourages patience, honest communication, and conscious self-care.
The pattern is set, a future not written yet. Trust the hand and trust the sight into the dark, into the light. So mote it be.
House 31 Sun with Coffin. In House 31, we see the coffin in the sun position. This shows an ending that ultimately brings relief and clarity. Something that once felt central or important comes to completion, and although endings are rarely easy, this one clears the way for renewed energy. In 2026, letting go brings light rather than loss. House 32 Moon with Fish. House 32 brings the fish into the moon position, highlighting emotional fulfillment connected to finances, creativity, or flow. Your reputation or sense of purpose improves through work or material stability. This is about feeling emotionally validated by what you do and how you support yourself. House 33, Key with Bouquet. In House 33, the bouquet appears in the key position. This tells us that joy, appreciation, and kindness are the solution. When things feel complicated, choosing gratitude and warmth opens doors. In 2026, positive energy isn't just a bonus, it's a key to progress. House 34, Fish with Key. In House 34, the key appears in the fish position, reinforcing financial clarity and successful decisions. Important money matters are resolved, and practical solutions emerge. This is a strong sign of understanding where your resources need to flow. House 35, Anchor with Child. House 35 shows the child in the anchor position. This indicates a new beginning that becomes stable over time. Something fresh enters your life and slowly turns into a long-term commitment or foundation. 2026 supports building security from a clean slate. House 36, Cross with Crossroad. And finally, House 36 brings the crossroad into the cross position. This is a fated decision. A choice made in 2026 carries long-term karmic significance. It may not be the easiest decision, but it's the one that aligns you with your true path. Final closing for the Grand Tableau. This Grand Tableau shows a year of endings that bring clarity, emotional and financial flow, solutions through positivity, new foundations forming, and one major decision that shapes the future. 2026 is not about rushing, it's about choosing consciously and allowing what no longer serves you to fall away. Love and Relationships 2026 Summary. 2026 is a year of truth, testing, and deep emotional clarity in love. Communication plays a central role. Heartfelt conversations, messages, and realizations shape relationships. Love is visible and alive, with strong potential for happiness, warmth, and genuine affection. However, relationships are not untouched by challenge. Old patterns resurface, misunderstandings arise, and some commitments are tested. For some, this means transforming a relationship into something more honest and mature. For others, it may mean ending a bond that can no longer grow. Loyalty is important, but blind loyalty is not rewarded. The year encourages you to choose relationships that bring light, not constant emotional strain. When clarity replaces confusion and honesty replaces avoidance, love becomes a source of strength rather than stress. Overall, love in 2026 is about quality, not quantity, fewer illusions, deeper connections. Emotional honesty leads to either deeper commitment or necessary closure, both bring growth. Finances and Work 2026 Summary. Financially, 2026 is a year of solutions, strategic decisions, and long-term stability. Money matters improve through clarity, planning, and informed choices. There are strong indicators of financial flow, successful problem-solving, and learning how to manage resources more wisely. There may be moments of stress or pressure around money, especially where responsibilities feel heavy or where control issues arise. However, these challenges push you to become more empowered rather than dependent. Hidden opportunities and private planning play a role. Not everything unfolds publicly or immediately. Career-wise, reputation and credibility matter. Steady effort, professionalism, and patience bring recognition over time. This is not a year of reckless risks, but of calculated growth. Key financial theme. Smart decisions and long-term thinking turn pressure into security. Major events and life changes 2026 Summary. 2026 is a turning point year marked by decisions, endings, and new beginnings. Some situations reach a natural conclusion, allowing relief and forward movement. These endings are purposeful, they clear space for what truly aligns with your future. Movement and change are present, news arrives, plans shift, and opportunities emerge through communication, social connections, or public spaces. Travel, relocation, or changes in direction are possible, especially when guided by clarity rather than impulse. One significant choice stands out as especially meaningful, a decision that shapes not just the year, but the path ahead. While not always easy, this choice aligns you more closely with your destiny. Key event theme. What ends in 2026 does so to realign you with your true direction. Overall message for 2026. 2026 asks you to choose consciously, communicate honestly, and build with intention. Love becomes clearer, finances become more structured, and life events guide you toward long-term alignment rather than temporary comfort.